When you get to the other side of when you break that wall down, there's nothing else more beautiful. I promise you that feeling is just undescribable. Don't be the sheep that runs with the herd. Always tell yourself you are the lion, literally, that runs alone, and you own that jungle, man or woman. What's going on, guys? It's your boy. You know who this is, right? How you like that new background? Oh man, that joint looks tight. Breaking that wall down like we always do here on this show. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. This is Wall Breaker 200. I am your host, Raheel Siddiqui, and I'm so excited, so fired up to be here, man. And yeah, it's crazy. Where does the time go? Summer is technically around the corner. We're past Memorial Day. I live in the DMV, so we are still looks like a few weeks away from true summer weather, but I think the heat is coming. I think it's around the corner, but I know the heat is here on this show, on my show, always. I love trying to bring that heat, man. So thankful, so fired up as always to be here. Thank you guys for tuning in. And for those of you who haven't yet already, really quick, please go to my YouTube page. Go to my channel at Raheel the Speaker, hit that subscribe button, smash that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to my page yet already, I got some awesome episodes that have just released, especially recently with my recordings in Vegas, having my awesome first two guests on my show. And, really want to keep that momentum going since we kicked off here. And yeah, man, let's get to it. So, it's funny. I always want to make sure that I'm delivering great content, great value. Want to make sure that when you guys leave my show, not only do you feel the energy of my my voice, my passion, my drive. As you guys know, I lost 200 pounds, man. Thank God, still rolling, feeling, just stronger than ever, mentally and physically, spiritually, emotionally, all that good stuff. But, I really want to provide the absolute most value that I can to you guys, right? I want you guys to understand that everything that I talk about, everything that I discuss, the past guests on my show, future guests on this show, that we always leave you with value, right? I mean, that's the core of what I want to bring to my show for my listeners, for my audience, right? I want you guys to understand that every individual is different and you guys are all chasing individual greatness per se. And especially when it comes to a specific core journey like weight loss, like health and fitness, like whatever you're going through, whatever personal walls that you're going through in your head, in your heart, and you want to break those walls down. So I just want to be, give a quick thank you to all of you, right? I really hope that my show has provided that for you. And I'm really excited to keep providing that content and value to help keeping, breaking those walls down, helping you break those walls down for you as we move along in the process. So wanted to say thank you to all of you guys out there, all my viewers, all my audience. I wanted to kick that off really quick, starting off. So it's funny. This episode, speaking about individual battles and individual goals and individually, just becoming that wall breaker that I hope you guys are all becoming. I want to talk about a specific topic, and that topic is really in terms of how to be great, but not just being great, really truly learning how to being great alone. And what I mean by that is I saw a quote the other day and it really resonated with me. And it said, sheep run with the herd, but lions, they run alone. And I loved it. And I really loved it. And that really resonated with me. And a couple of things that came to my mind here. So as you guys know, when I started my own personal journey of losing 200 pounds, for those of you who know, and those of you who don't, it's okay. But I joined a team weight loss class, right? I needed a jump start to kind of get me going in the process. So I hired, I had a trainer. I didn't hire a specific trainer for me. I joined a team weight loss class. So it was a team, a bunch of us who were overweight, trying to lose weight, who ultimately needed that jump start to go on our fitness journeys and our goals. And it was the best decision of my life. I had a previous episode where I talked about how I feel like I'm a big believer on getting a jump start, right? I feel like jump starts are really critical, and whatever that is you need to do, whether that's a medical jump start, consulting a doctor or hiring a trainer, hiring a coach, working in a group setting, I am all for it. I feel like the hardest step is the first step, as I always talk about. So if you need that route, that you want to go that avenue of finding that jump start and using a group setting, by all means, go for it. But the core of my episode today, I want to truly discuss and talk about is how to be great being alone. Because at the end of the day, let's just be real, man. At the end of the day, you can't be truly successful without understanding that a lot of this journey, you got to do it, and you got to do it alone. And for example, I tell my son this all the time too. Every morning I get up 5:30 in the morning. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I make the bed. I pack my gym bag. I pack, my clothes, my running shoes, my gym shoes, whatever, my towel, etc. I get in the car. I drive myself to the gym. I park the car. I go into the gym. I put in my 2 hours, go to the locker room, put my clothes back on, my dry clothes back on, showers, come home, and that's every single day. But the key of that little soliloquy was I do that alone, right? There is no team, there is no trainers, there's no family, there's no friends, there's nobody there dragging me there. I got to do it on my own. And I think the beauty of my message that I'm trying to share with all of you guys is I really want you guys to understand that there is going to be a lot of this process where you really have to train your mind and coach your mindset that not everyone is going to be there for you, in a sense of they can't do the work for you, right? Like you can have a jump start with a team, with a coach, with a setting like how I have a team weight loss class. But in the end, man, in your heart, if you want to become that true wall breaker and find that true success and be consistent successfully, you have to find a way to tell yourself, I got to do it alone. And it's scary and it's tough and it's hard and it's exhausting and it's a lot of fear. It's a lot of, oh my God, how can I do this alone? It's like a kid going off to college for the first time. You are comfortable in your setting, mom and dad's house, everything is taken care of for you, food, groceries, laundry. You're 18 years old, and then boom, you're off into the whole new world by yourself, but you're doing it alone. Your parents can't go alone to college with you, right? They set you up. They gave you a great jump start. Your family gave you a great jump start, right? They were there to support you from birth till 18. But then after that, you got to find a way to go right off into the sunset alone. You got to go face the world alone. And even after college, when people go to work, they go to work alone, right? I mean, you don't have people going with you to work. You go alone. You got to go make money on your own alone. So it's funny. I was watching, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, the Air movie with Michael Jordan, and awesome movie. Just talks about how he ended up signing with Nike. Just a kind of real quick summary about it. Basically, the whole premise of the movie was, which shoe company was Michael Jordan going to sign for? He was the third pick of the 1984 draft. Hakeem Olajuwon went 1, Sam Bowie went 2, and then Michael Jordan was 3. But Nike at that time was a $1 billion corporation for running shoes. They weren't known for their basketball division. Their basketball division was the weakest division. They didn't even have much money for their basketball division. And matter of fact, they only had about $250K to spread over multiple players, which was nothing for a $1 billion corporation. But then the goal was that they hired Sonny Vaccaro, who was their main marketing manager running basketball operations. And it was his idea to target Michael Jordan because he saw something special in him. He saw him hit the game-winning shot against Georgetown the year before in the college championship when he was an 18-year-old freshman from Wilmington, North Carolina, and Dean Smith, the UNC coach at that time, rest in peace, trusted a young teenage Michael Jordan to go win the college championship. So Sonny Vaccaro saw that film and was like, this guy is special. This is what I see in this guy. What do I see? I see greatness, right? And, throughout the movie, Michael had his pitches, Converse, Adidas. He wanted Adidas, but, Sonny met with Michael's mom, talked about, just go to Adidas, go to Converse. This is what they're going to say. This is what they're going to do. But in the end, if I'm right, come out to Nike and I will show you what makes us special, what makes us different. But lo and behold, Sonny V called it like he saw it. Michael's parents went to both organizations. He was right. So therefore, Michael's mom forced Michael to go to Nike in Beaverton, Oregon, to the Nike Corporation to meet with Nike. They had the Jordan 1's signature shoe, probably one of the greatest shoes ever. And lo and behold, during the meeting, Michael was there. He was disengaged. They ran a video, and all of a sudden, Sonny Vaccaro went off script, and then he gave the speech. And if you've seen this movie, I'm telling you right now, I even get chills just hearing it and watching it over and over again. Not going to go over the whole thing. And sorry if I spoiled a lot of the movie, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know the story if you haven't seen the movie. If not, go check it out. It's amazing. But the gist of the speech that Sonny gave Michael was, who are you, Michael? Right? Like, forget about money. You're going to make a lot of money. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, who are you? Right? We are going to build you up into something that doesn't even exist. That's what we do. We build you up. We're going to make you great because you're great. And we're going to build you up to be so great. But the problem is, what's going to happen when you fall, right? What are you going to do? When you climb that mountain and you fall, because that's when you're truly alone. That's when you're truly alone. Can you summon the will to climb that mountain again? Because there is nobody else that's going to do it for you. There is nobody else that's going to be there for you. It doesn't matter if you have friends, family members, loved ones. It doesn't matter. You and you alone, you have to climb that mountaintop again, right? Michael won 3 championships. He retired to go play baseball. His father got into a tragic accident. He ended up dying. Rest in peace. He came back from baseball to basketball. But in that moment, it's like, he had to do it on his own, right? A lot of scrutiny, a lot of criticism, a lot of love, a lot of hate, a lot of support, a lot of dislikes, a lot of just all of it, all of the above. But at the end of the day, Sonny V's message was, can you summon the will to come back? Because that is when you are truly alone. And I feel like that line right there just really resonated with a guy like me, because at the end of the day, that's what it takes, right? Like, you have to understand, you have to tell your mind, you have to tell your heart, you know what? You can have a jumpstart in terms of family, friends, coaches, teachers, a support group. But in the end, when it's those times, when it's those moments where you need to kind of, go all the way, or finish the rest of your career, or finish the rest of your life, or even just going through the motions, the pains, falling down from that mountaintop, right? Can you summon the will to come back from that? Because that is when you are truly alone. You have to do it alone. Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan because he had it inside of himself. He built that will, that hunger, that fire, that desire inside of himself, that yes, you know what? I do have what it takes, right? I do have the fire in me. I can summon the will to climb that mountaintop again, right? And I think that's what Sonny V saw in him, right? And this was a Michael Jordan who was a rookie coming out of North Carolina. He wasn't the Jordan that we all know now. And that's what he saw. He saw greatness. Greatness meaning not just that you're going to be great that your entire career, you're not going to have ups and downs, and you're not going to go all the way to the mountaintop and fall back down and come back crashing and burning, because that's exactly what happened to Jordan, right? He went through his trials and tribulations, couldn't beat Detroit, Boston, etc., got over the hump, won 3 titles, was at the apex prime of his career, left baseball, father died, came back from baseball, got swept by Orlando, and questions, right? Everyone's scrutinizing you. And then the gambling, acquisitions, personal stuff going on with his, with his life, marriage, kids, etc. I don't know all the full exact details, so I'm just telling you what went on in the movie, and also just historically growing up in that time. But I think the main point that I'm trying to make here to all of you is, don't be afraid, and be comfortable understanding that to get to a process, and in your mind, in your heart, that if you want to truly be an ultimate wall breaker, and you want to reach that greatness, whatever greatness you're trying to achieve, you have to learn how to be that lion that walks alone, and not that sheep that walks with the herd, right? You're going to have to also understand it's going to be a lot of scrutiny. There might be a lot of questionable judgments along the way. I lost 200 pounds, and you have no idea. Some of the people that are closest to me probably have no idea the stuff that I've heard and went through. And then some of the people who don't know me have no idea as well. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I had to go through it alone, right? I'm still doing this alone. You have to understand that you have to tell your mind, people in your corner, they will always love you and they will always support you and they will always be there for you, just like any other athlete, just like any other special person that we might know, famous or not. But in the end, you have to be the one to put that will inside of your heart, inside of your soul, put that fire in your belly to be like, you know what, dude, I got to do this alone, because there's no team. This isn't a team aspect, right? We're not talking about team sports. We're not talking about, a team aspect where you're playing on a team with basketball, football, baseball, soccer. This is not that type of topic, or this is not that type of journey. When you're on a specific goal or a journey, when it comes to like weight loss or health and fitness, again, I'm going to say it again. You can have a starting point of a team and you can do what I did with the whole weight loss class aspect of it, trainers, coaches, but they can't do it forever. You can't have a trainer next to you forever for the rest of your life on this journey. This is a rest of a life journey. I'm going to say it again. This is the rest of your life journey from now until you take your last breath. This is for the rest of your life. Okay. So every day you wake up, you have to build that mindset. You know what? I got to build belief. I got to build confidence. And I need to understand I got to do this on my own. Right. I got to do this on my own. It's just like a fighter in the ring, right? How do you think that they were so great, right? The Mike Tysons in his primes, the Muhammad Ali's in his primes. Muhammad Ali had to go in the ring. He had to go do it alone. He didn't have a team. There was no team, right? There was probably a team that was supporting him and training him. Yes, I'm talking about strictly going into the ring and you're fighting your opponent. You're fighting your opponent one-on-one. That's what he would tell people, right? One-on-one. Like my man The Rock would say in wrestling, one-on-one with the great one. That's exactly the type of mindset that you have to have on a journey like this. And you can't be scared and you can't be afraid. I feel like a lot of people in society today, they're scared because nobody wants to be alone in life, in any journey, in any aspect. You want people around you. You want to have comfort. It gives you a sense of support. Like, oh, I have a support group. I have I have people in my corner, and that's totally fine. You can. But when it comes to the sheer fact of accomplishing the goal, the dream, the outcome, and putting in the work, you have to tell yourself, man, I got to do this. I got to do this on my own. And especially those moments, man, where you do fall down, like how Sonny V told Jordan, you're going to climb that mountaintop and you're going to fall down. And that's when you're truly alone. I lost 150 pounds the first year. 2 months later, I lost my father right in my hands. I blew my back out the day of his funeral. I had nobody. I'm going to say it again. I had nobody. Okay. I gained more than half of it back. And all I heard was just nonsense from so many other people. Oh, what happened to you, bro? Oh, man, you gained the weight back? Did you stop working out? What happened to you? What's going on? You were doing so well. You're struggling now? They had no idea what was going on with me. And again, it didn't matter if I had even positive noise, right? Even the positive noise. My loved one saying, hey, how's everything? Are you okay? Your father passed away. Has everything okay with you? They thought that I was gaining weight because I was depressed because of my dad died, or they thought I was gaining weight for whatever assumptions that they had. But at the end of the day, I was the one going through those battles. I was the one going through those demons. I was the one that I felt like I reached the mountaintop when I lost my first 150 pounds, and I'm the one that came crashing back down on my own. And then I had to be the one to summon the will to climb that mountaintop again, to speak to you guys right now and tell you guys with everything in my heart that I am down now 200 pounds. I had to end up losing everything that I gained at that time and then some. And I had to give every ounce of me. I had to give all of me. I still give every ounce of me. I still give all of me to this. If you hear it in my voice, this is all I know. Most people say they have hobbies. I have no hobbies. This is my hobby. My hobby is this right here. Is training, is going to war with myself, is going to battle with myself, for myself, every single day. Because I want to be the best version of myself, for myself, first and foremost, along with my family. You guys hear me say this all the time. The most important part of my life is my training, then my family. It's a 1-1A situation, 1A, 1B situation. Again, I'm going to say this. Why? Because I can't say my family is the most important part of my life when I am not taking care of myself. How could I be out of shape mentally and physically and say my family is the most important part of my life when I'm not even taking care of myself? They need me. So clearly I got to put myself first in that situation and be the best version of myself mentally and physically to make my family the most important part of my life. But I got to do it alone. Right now, I'm down 200 pounds. There's no trainers with me. There's no friends with me. There's no coaches with me. Again, I had a lot of that when I started, but I'm talking about right now. I'm only 42 years old. I don't know when my last day is. But from now until then, there is no team. It's just me. I'm the lion that walks in to any room and they hear me roar. You hear me? They hear me roar. I was the guy that would be soft, and I would be the guy that needed support and hand holding and soft and needed emotional support and felt, sorry for myself and cried and made excuses and self-pitied and self-wallowed and played the victim card. I was the biggest sheep that ran with the biggest herd, and I had to kill all of that, and then I had to morph myself into the lion that I am now, that walks into the jungle ready to roar, ready to dominate, absolutely dominate, and have that confidence in me. And I want people to understand that that's exactly the type of mindset that you need, right? It's you versus you. You're not going against anyone else in this journey. It's you versus you. It's one-on-one. The one-on-one is the one person that you're looking at in the mirror. Okay? I'm going to say it again. The one-on-one is the person that you are going against is the person that you're looking across in the mirror. I just want you guys to understand, it's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel worried. It's okay to be hesitant. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to question yourself, just second guess yourself. That's going to happen. That happened to all of me, man. I lost 200 pounds. 200. Do you have any idea how hard it was? How hard it is to do it every single day and wake up every single day and go train every single day and be alone for 2 hours every single day. It's hard. Just like any other wall in my entire life and just like any other wall in your entire life. The beauty of it is when you knock it down and you get to the other side, there's nothing more beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than finally breaking that wall down and getting to the other side. Because it's all worth it. Everything I've been through in my entire life, it was all worth it. I wouldn't change one thing. None of it, because it led me to this right here, right now, talking to you guys, down 200 pounds, having my show, trying to help people, speak on stages, speak on podcasts, help coach people, help friends, try to be a force, try to be a lion to all of you out there that needs it. Because the guy that I was 15 years ago needed the guy that I am right now. Again, the number one reason why I started any of this, all of this, is because the guy that I was 15 years ago needed the guy that I am right now. So, as I wrap up here, I just want you to know, man, at the end of the day, always remember, right? Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. You have to understand you need to learn how to be great at doing this alone. And lock it in your mind that you will need to do majority of this alone. But that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. It's your wall. It's your journey. It's your story. And when you get, again, I'm going to say it one last time, when you get to the other side of when you break that wall down, there's nothing else more beautiful. I promise you that feeling is just undescribable. And I hope all of you are finally taking steps towards breaking that wall down. And if you have broken that wall down, it goes back to the goals episode that I talked about. What's next? Because there's going to be another wall that's going to come into your way. What's next? I mean, my wall right now is this right here. Just sticking with it, right? Sticking with it. Finding another goal, right? Wanting to get stronger, wanting to get more abs, wanting to, increase my speed, get faster on the treadmill. Just in general, those are all walls that I'm still trying to break. and I can't wait to do it with you. And let's do it together, right? I have my journey that I'm working on alone. You have your journey that you're working on alone. Even though we're all individuals in our journeys, always remember the one aspect though. This show, I try to make it a family environment to everybody out there, okay? So no matter what, always here to help you, always here to support you any way that I can. But again, always remember, man, to be an ultimate wall breaker, don't be the sheep that runs with the herd. Always tell yourself you are the lion, literally, that runs alone, and you own that jungle, man or woman. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Wallbreaker 200, Raheel Siddiqui. I'm out and looking forward to the next one. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.